What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review, home of the Wolf Pack. In this video, we're going to talk about the next generation of DeFi. Where is DeFi going? We're going to take a look at some Fed FUD. We're also going to troll some people. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into these charts.
The big old sus, yeah. I just doubled up on crypto. I just doubled down on the new vest. Now my chair looking like 2 checks. Type of money made me want a 2-step. Who next? This week I be on the moon next. Stock going up like 2x. That's a fast flip like suplex. Two really stepping like a duplex. You bet never lose change, but I do flex on it.
Bitcoin on the daily chart, we have had a nice reaction from 33K to 45K. We are now cooling down after we hit the R1 pivot. Can we get a confirmation of a daily uptrend right here on the 21 exponential moving average? We will have to see. There's a lot of FUD in the market and a lot of misinformation. Everyone is saying that the Fed is having an emergency meeting on Monday to talk about an emergency rate hike after the CPI came back at 7.5%. It came back 0.5% higher than expected, sending the Nasdaq and the S&P into a tumble right before close. However, some of this is complete BS because if you look at the Fed schedule, this is not an emergency meeting. This is a planned meeting and they have closed meetings all of the time. This doesn't mean that we are going to get an emergency rate hike, which will set the markets lower, including Bitcoin. But if we don't get an emergency rate hike, this could rocket up past this pivot at about 45K. So we are hoping for that. Wells Fargo has released a paper that says cryptocurrency has entered a hyper adoption phase. They're comparing it to the hyper adoption of internet with apps like Facebook, Amazon, Google. They're saying that it is early, but not too early. They believe that cryptocurrencies are a viable investment today, even though they remain in the early stages of their investment development. They're basically talking about regulations. It appears that Wells Fargo is interested in providing investment packages for its customers. Even Katy Perry is jumping on the bandwagon and she is quitting music and becoming an intern for FTX, which, hey, let's face it, that's probably a good idea. Speaking of mainstream, Netflix orders a series about the couple that allegedly tried to launder $4.5 billion in stolen Bitcoin from the Bitfinex hack. And these are the same directors that gave you Tiger King and The Party That Never Happened. This is the world we are living in.
Everyone knows too much well, proper, but not right, no shame, that won't stop her.
You could just do a rug, you could do a scam and just become famous and get a ton of clout after that. Maybe just get a slap on the wrist from the feds and you're going to be okay. What a clown world we're living in for sure. But yes, crypto is going mainstream, and I bet you that Richard Hart is salivating right now because he is making a documentary about himself. It's called The Highest of Stakes, and he is currently in Paris. And guess who else is in Paris? CZ. Okay, so win Binance? Well, probably never, because the brilliance and the madness of Hex is there is low liquidity. That's what caused it to pump so hard. And look right here, we have about 11.5 million in liquidity on the USDC side, so that a lot of these people like me who got into the AA lobby, and if you have major bags, literally you cannot dump without causing it to go to zero. It's a gun to the head, really. So if they put up massive liquidity on Binance, it will dump to hell. Hex on the daily chart is still in a tightening range between the 200 exponential moving average and the 21 exponential moving average. It looks like it's consolidating, low volume, but it looks like it could break to the upside. Richard Hart is making a giant press run with this billion-year-old 555 carat Enigma diamond that looks like complete AIDS. It looks just like a regular rock. Like if you go outside right now and pick up a rock, I hate to break this to you, but it's a billion years old. This planet is billions of years old. This is nothing special. Sure, it might be a meteor or whatever, but it just goes to show you where Richard Hart's loyalties and mind is at right now. He's out here buying diamonds, Rolexes, making a movie about himself in his Ferrari. And then we had the teaser of PulseX, which looks exactly like PancakeSwap. They've clearly not figured out the incentive token. They didn't even bother changing the UI. They literally put 5 minutes into it. He said so himself that he only changed 2 lines of code.
PulseX, which is just Uniswap fork. I mean, it's really copy paste except for setting the fee2 address and the fee2 setter address, which are 2 lines of code. And
what do you think the automated market maker looks like? We don't even have our pulse chain balances. In the book, The Art of War, it says, what you do speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you say. Richard Hart is doing what he wants to do. He is partying it up and living it up, and pulse chain looks like it's on the back burner. Ethereum on the daily chart is looking a little bit weak. It is below the 21 exponential moving average and below the primary pivot. But since Bitcoin is on a dominance run, I'm going to go off of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin still looks okay. And if the Fed doesn't raise rates on Monday, I think we are in for a pump. However, the Bitcoin wallet addresses, the whale wallets, had dumped that first peak, that first high right now, and are continuing to dump. So that's a little bit concerning. And also the balances on exchanges of Bitcoin is on its decline. However, it could be because Bitcoin dominance is on the decline. This is the dominance chart on the weekly chart. As you can see, I think a lot of people went into Ethereum. I think a lot of people went into DeFi. Phantom on the daily chart is dumping, and all Phantom projects are dumping pretty hard right now. However, the Andre Kranya project that I've been excited about, VE3,3, which I think is going to blow up Phantom right here. The VE NFTs are out. They are not for sale right now. It's called Solidly. Solidly locks are VE3,3. Basically, from what I gather, you take the Solidly tokens and you lock them. You take the Solidly tokens, which are an exchange token, and you lock them, and that creates an NFT. Well, these tokens are going to be coming out as an emission. So the more percentage of locked tokens there are, the less emissions there are. So if everybody is locked, there are no emissions coming out. If 80% of people are locked, there are only 20% of the emissions coming out. But if you are locked, you don't miss out on the inflation. You get the airdrop to your wallet anyway, so you're not getting diluted as the project is going. I'm very excited about this project. I'm not exactly sure how everything's going to work. Like I said, the first rule about Solidly, don't talk about Solidly, but these NFTs will be coming up for sale. I hope they have some art or something. But yeah, this is the only project I'm excited about right now. You know, I was super excited about Pulse and stuff, and I was gonna do all the sacrifices. Like, they even have a sacrifice for a fork of OpenSea that's gonna be on Pulse Chain, and then they have another one called Liquid Loans. But I don't know if I'm gonna be doing those now. I don't wanna tie up a bunch of my liquidity in like a year-long drawn out thing. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna kind of just forget about Pulse Chain for right now. VE3,3 Solidly seems pretty solid, and I know it's super high risk, and I'm not financially advising you to buy this, but this is what I'm excited about, and this is what I'm looking at. And here's why. I'm excited about any projects, DeFi projects that involve NFTs, because I think it's the next generation, it's the next iteration. For example, I know of a project that's not out yet and I can't talk about it, but it is going to be a node investment fund that you are going to buy shares of through NFTs that is going to pay you out in DAI, so you don't have to dump the market. You don't have tokens. There are no tokens. They just have NFTs and they pay out. And I think that this is the future of DeFi, and I am looking at projects that have this model, including DGen Players Club. This is why I like this. I know it's got a bad UI, it's not that great, and it's a gambling game, but what's going to happen is they're going to have profit sharing through NFTs, and that's what I'm interested. There's no token, it's on Sol, and you earn or lose Sol, right? And if you are a part of the NFTs, you hold the NFT, you can sell it later, but you're getting a profit share of the game, okay? And it works. It's a nice idea, and that is what I believe the next generation of DeFi is. So when I look at some of these other projects that are developing, I really feel like it's old technology. This is the next stage in DeFi. This is what we should embrace. This is what we should look for, and that's what we're going to do on this channel. Anyways, guys, about this channel, look, I know I troll a lot and stuff, and I know that some of my content is hard medicine. Like, I'm not gonna just be like BitBoy and tell you that, dude, we're going to 100K. He was telling you that you were going to 100K at 65K, remember? I was the one that sold the top. I was the one saying that, hey, there's really bad bearish divergence, and it dumped. You know what I mean? Everybody smart was dumping, and he just wants to sell you a dream. You know, I watch his videos and stuff, even till today, he's like, we're going up, guys. And then those people get wrecked, so it's a double-edged sword. But people want the dream sold. Well, that's why we call this place the wolf pack. And we're the wolf pack because we look at shit for the way it is. And look, I still have 48 stakes of Hex. I'm cool with Hex. Like, I like the project and everything. I think it's unique, you know, but I'm not gonna sit here and just shill it endlessly, you know what I mean, when they're screwing up, because I think that whole community is screwing up right now, and I don't think they're bad people or anything like that. It's just what are they doing? You know, what's going on there? And I'm gonna call them out, because that's what's missing in the world. People are too soft, you know. Anyways, guys, if you like this content, hit a like and a sub and join the Wolf Pack, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.